So some of the symptoms of religious trauma would be high levels of anxiety, right? Or depression, ongoing depression or anxiety. That you have some cognitive issues in the sense of there's maybe poor critical thinking ability, the negative beliefs about your self abilities, your self worth, a very black and white way of seeing the world, a very very strong internal critic inside, a perfectionism, difficulty with decision making, doubt in yourself because you don't feel that your emotions are acceptable. So this is another real important symptom of religious trauma is this attachment trauma piece. So most people with religious trauma will have this experience where they feel that they're not lovable. And so you can get into a relationship, let's say, and your partner looks at you and says, I really think you're really beautiful, or I really love you. And you hear that and you feel like, I really love that you love that about me, or that you can see that in me, but you can't quite connect to what they're saying. You just sort of don't believe it. You can't, you want to connect to it. You want to believe that you're lovable. You want to believe that they can see you're beautiful, but you just really can't relate to it. You can't see it. There's this very fundamental feeling deep down that we're fundamentally flawed. There's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I can't quite put my finger on why that is. So if my partner hugs me and holds me, I can feel it, but it's like this unattainable place. I'm trying to get there, but I can't quite get there. I can't quite feel that feeling that they feel.
Yeah.
So there's also an emotional component. People can get into depression, anxiety, anger, grief, loneliness. That's all kind of chronic. So we all feel those emotions, but this is where it feels like it's almost like a constant background. Difficulty just finding pleasure or happiness in life, seeing life as a good thing. There can be a loss of meaning, panic attacks, nightmares. And it's really painful for people when they lose their social network, when there's a family rupture. And there's also another aspect for some people in religious trauma. Sexuality gets deeply connected into their sense of identity. So, in the sense of, some people maybe stay virgins into their 30s or 40s, they believe that their sense of self is dependent on finding the perfect person to be married. And if they give their sexual energy away to someone who isn't the perfect person, they'll lose their entire self-worth as a human being. A lot of people will experience kind of feeling like they're not mature, like they never really learned how to be in the world. And I think the last thing really would be this, yeah, this unfamiliarity with the secular world. Like I don't feel like I know really how to adapt, the way that everybody else does to reality. One more thing is that some people will feel this feeling. It's quite common to feel a depersonalization.
Mm.
Depersonalization means that people will feel this feeling of, if you have religious trauma, you can feel depersonalization, which is this feeling that at times I feel like I'm not real, or other people are not experiencing what's real. In some way, I just don't feel things what's real. I don't trust my body. I don't trust my feelings. I don't trust my experience of sensation, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so things may not feel real in the same way that they feel to everybody. I feel like an outsider. I feel like I'm a ghost observing,